Hello and welcome to Horta in the Azores. Not exactly where we expected to be this week.
No, not as a first destination. The weather sort of dictated that in the end. But hey, look, Horta, it's one of the most iconic sailing destinations in the world.
And this is how we got here. I hope you like the film.
Coming up, the pleasure of being becalmed, an ocean all to ourselves. The wind picks up and dolphins come out to play. And sailing into Horta after 17 days at sea.
Wouldn't it be grand if I settled in to love my life?
We begin with some gentle sailing, sort of in the right direction, with a few showers. All in all, quite pleasant.
So a little bit of rain and extra wind, which is okay. Not really having any squalls. If I put up where we are now, we're where the white dot is now. This is the predict wind thing for the moment. Where we are, you can see we're just up into the wind, fairly light wind still. I mean, if we had just motored full on, we might have got further up there, and that might have been a good thing to do if we were certain that this model is right. But they're all different at the moment, so we're not going to be motoring all night and get there and it not be what it says. So we've been sailing where we can. It's all been a little bit slow, but it's it's okay, it's doable. But what I want to show you is not the wind really, because now what I'm concerned about for this next bit is the currents. So if we go over to current on predict wind, you'll see it's quite small. They don't show the whole thing. Sometimes you can move it around by putting your the area that you're trying to look at in a different position. You've got all sorts of different positions here. So this is my list of the ones that I've had recently. You might get another one that gives you an area that's a bit better, but on the whole sometimes it doesn't show it. So the best thing to do is to go over to earth.nullscourt.net, which is this one here. I've showed this before when we were down actually off of Panama. Let me just get this on the right thing. If I press down there, Earth, I want to be on currents and ocean, and you'll see this was what we were looking at before in Panama, this huge eddy was there, and now it goes all the way over to Cartagena. So I'm glad it wasn't as big as that when we were there. We just had to go round to the eastern side of it before. It was a lot smaller. But where we are is up here, and you can see there are some significant eddies coming down. This first one here, this anti-clockwise one, we're going to go under, and we may then go up and over the next one, because we're going so slow anyway, 3-4 knots, so it's going to make a difference getting an extra knot and a half. So yeah, this is well to do it.
Well, good morning, and it is a beautiful morning, not least because of this. Flat seas. Have you ever seen anything so utterly gorgeous? So different from our travelling across the Atlantic the other way to Trinidad, when we were rocking and rolling the whole way. This makes such a difference. Our spirits are high and we're sleeping well. And the other thing is, I think we've lost the sargassum in the water. So today is going to be a fishing day. Well, the longtails certainly think so. They are still following us this far out, so there must be fish. But I spoke too soon, because there are also clumps of sargassum. No fishing today. We don't mind the wind dropping, for a short time anyway. It is quite peaceful.
Look at this, completely becalmed. Judy's ready for a swim. We're rocking around like a good one without the sails up.
We are. It is, yeah, this is not good for any length of time, but
no.
Oh my goodness, look, I'm going to start clearing the sargassum for you, darling. Look,
yes,
little bits,
go in and collect it all so I can start fishing.
Those dolphins were trying to eat it.
Yeah, someone actually said to us in a comment, when there's no wind, why don't you just sit there and wait for the wind? Well, this is one of the reasons, because you rock around like this. I think that person had a catamaran, so maybe it's easier for them. So am I going first as usual?
Yeah, gotta look for sharks.
Okay, shark bait, I'm off.
Okay.
Try not to splash you. Here we go. Woo! Well, the air temperature might not have gone down much, but the water has.
Oh, really?
It's nice and cool.
Oh. God, this feels so lovely in here.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
I think this is the biggest swimming pool I've ever swum in. There is not a breath of wind. And although I'd rather be sailing, there is something really quite beautiful about this flat sea. Every now and again you get the Portuguese man of war, jellyfish that is, that will float by. And the flying fish, you can see everything. You can see the trail that goes right way along the flat water. Yeah, we are absolutely in the middle of nowhere. There's just sea everywhere. And it feels like land because it's so flat. You honestly do feel you could walk over it. In the evening, we decide to chance it. Fish for dinner, maybe. Or maybe not.
Not getting the big bits anymore, but just little bits like that. Obviously, when that's on there, it's no use trying to catch a fish, they're not going to fall for that.
Then our luck turns and we see ripples on the water, a promise of wind. Not much, but enough to get the sails out.
Okay, finally, just before sundown, we are actually sailing, just about. I mean, we're doing like a knot and a half, 2 knots, but we'll take it. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Apart from the sailing, which is a bit flappy, but we're not rolling because it's a flat sea, so at least we've got that. You know, when the sea's this flat, really doesn't take too much wind to allow us to sail to a fashion. And we've been motoring all day. The worst case scenario, it said, was that it was going to be the evening until the wind came back. We were hoping it was going to be the best case scenario, which is we would have it by lunchtime at the latest, but obviously it's odds law. It's always the worst one. So yeah, hopefully this is it building now, and we should have it for the next few days at least. You can't really see much more than that, but we're just going to enjoy it. It's nice.
Turn around, look at what you see. Imperfect, the mirror of your dream. Make believe I'm everywhere, hidden in the light. Written on the pages is the answer to a never-ending story. Never-ending story. Never-ending story.
5 days and counting. It does feel like never-ending good weather.
Well, this is what it's all about. Sailing along on a beam reach, 11 knots of breeze, doing 6 knots, and it's looking good. It's looking like we're going to get this wind and building a little bit over the next few days as well. So it's day 11 of this passage. I've just been down below actually doing a bit of editing, and it occurred to me that once you put all this together, you get a bit of a false impression of what a long passage like this is like. You know, you see us change the sails, do some fishing, go for a swim, that sort of stuff. Well, there's days or weeks between some of those things. Really, what I should do is just leave this camera rolling on that seascape for the next half an hour, and you might get a bit more of an impression of what it's really like, because there's a lot of that, a lot of sitting here looking out at that sea. And as lovely as that is, for 10 seconds at least, I did sit down here for a reason, and that was to show you this. I'll put it up on screen. I'd forgotten that I actually had the updated version of Savvy Navy, and I should have looked at this about a week ago when I was looking at the currents and trying to match that up to exactly where we were. I forgot that actually on here you can put tidal streams up and have it as a background, so it's really, really good, very clear. I mean, I've always thought that the Savvy Navy interface was just very well designed. It's like Apple type standard, really clear, beautiful, and they've improved it, because I haven't used it for a while. I've come back, and this is, you know, some updates on here. There's some other things I can show you. They've got internet AAS on here as well, so you can have a look at there, and if there's anything that comes up that's actually getting its AAS via the internet, because they're doing that now. They're doing it through satellites, they're doing it through ships that relay things through, so you can look at things. I mean, like if I go across to marine traffic, this will populate the whole of the Atlantic with everything that it's seeing via the internet, so not via the ship system. And actually, if you zoom it right out there, you look at the Atlantic, and you'll see there's what looks like thousands of ships, and you think, oh my God, you go across the Atlantic and there'll be millions of them, but you forget how big it is. So if we go in, let's find the closest one to us. It's this one here. So that's about 30 nautical miles away. That's the closest one to us. Now, that horizon is 3 nautical miles away, so that's 10 times as far as we can see. And that's why, you know, on a passage like this, when we've seen 2 ships so far, you see more on the AIS, of course, especially if you've got internet AIS.
So there really is just us and the dolphins. And we are all riding just south of the weather front.
Been making really good way for the last couple of days, 6 or 7 knots. So hopefully we should get into Flores on Friday, if the weather's good enough for us to get into to Flores. Things are changing, you can see from what I'm wearing, getting cooler as we go along. Time as well, I mean, because we stay on the destination time, we don't change the ship's clocks as we go. I had dawn this morning, but it's probably the last dawn that I'll see on my watch, because it was about 3 minutes past 5 in the morning when it came up. So by tomorrow it'll be on Judy's watch. So yeah, by the time we get into a destination, we'll be 4 hours out in our timing. We'll change the clocks then. It's just, I don't know, I think it's just easier. I mean, back in the day when we had to do the navigation by sextant and that sort of stuff, I was always working on GMT on boats, but now it's easier to just stick with the time that you had and change when you get there. Got a few visitors on the deck. One of these actually came in through that hatch last night. I went down in the saloon and I could smell fish, and one had actually come through. They stink, these things, so you know if you've got one inside. It's happened twice now. It's a little one here as well, but I'll get those and I will use them for bait. It looks like we're finally clear of the sargassum, so we have a good day's fishing today. Okay, so there you go. I've just put the little one on the end of the squid lure there and cut some strips off the bigger one to put on there. Make it a bit more tasty. People say it's a good idea. We'll see.
Here we are, day 14 of our journey, and at last we might be able to catch dinner.
She's going off over there.
Oh yes. Oh, I can't see it yet.
Trying to overtake us and slow right down. I mean, it's
Oh my
actually
goodness.
quite useful we just started motoring because we can control it a bit. I haven't seen it yet. It hasn't jumped at it. That's staying down this one.
Mahi?
Yeah. Under it. Yeah, it's a lovely night.
Oh my God.
Go on, get under there, get under there.
Oh, hang on, hang on. Oh. Oh my God. There we go.
Well done.
There we go. I think he caught himself in the end.
Yeah. Cool. There we go. Perfect timing. We've just run out of meat, so this
We
is
have.
dinner tomorrow.
Phew, dinner.
Lovely.
It's at this point that conditions change. We were originally hoping to get to Flores, a beautiful island with the main port and anchorage on the eastern side. But with the wind now coming directly at us, we wouldn't be protected, and although there is an anchorage on the west of the island, the wind is set for at least a week, so we'd be stuck. We take the decision to bite the bullet and tack down to Horta. It means another 2 days at sea, but at least there's a safe anchorage with plenty of protection. Little did we know what a battle that would be.
Well, the headwinds are a bit stronger than we expected, so neither of us really want to go down there while we're over on area like this and do the fish. So we've got noodle soup in a cup with a fork. It sort of works.
I finished mine. Well, I mean, it filled a hole. We'll have to have fish tonight, fish tacos.
Yeah, maybe in the lee of the island it'll be a bit calmer.
Yeah, it needs to be a bit calmer. God, that would be nice. It didn't get much better, but we steered a course to give us as gentle ride as possible. And Steve bravely volunteered to cook. Looks amazing.
Yeah. So it's just what we've got left for to do a salsa. So a bit of cabbage, some pepper, onion. Just fry them in some butter. A little bit of.
Amazing. Woo!
I'm glad we got these tacos. Good.
Really lovely. It's almost worth going in the wrong direction for, because we are so not sailing at the moment.
No, no, we're sort of just trying to keep it steady. It has calmed down, so that's nice.
These are really good.
Good.
The next 48 hours are a combination of squalls and gusts and pretty shit conditions, and here's why.
The distant islands are having a huge effect on the wind. It's not shown at all on the general wind charts, but switch to the gust model and Predict Wind tells a different story. These aren't the usual acceleration zones that you might find closer in. This is a ring of downdrafts, stretching over 100 miles from the islands and creating pockets of gusty, squall-like weather. They come and go all night, making the whole Leeward Ocean a washing machine rather than the flatter ocean we were hoping for.
So by the time we see land, we are relieved and elated. The dolphins come straight out of central casting. It's a wonderful sight, calm seas and a safe harbour. We made it. Yes, that last 24 hours was different.
Yeah, well, you've got to earn it, haven't you? I think it was all too easy before then.
Wow, isn't it beautiful
It's
though?
fantastic.
It's so green.
Yeah, it's nice to see a green island.
The only hitch, the anchor roller is broken, so we have to drop the hook by hand. Well, you can't have everything.
Yeah, a bit of a shame about our
Yeah.
roller. Took a big chunk out of it. All that coming to weather on the last day. But yeah, I mean, I've managed to get some ones that are meant for the other side. They're a bit bigger, but they can do for now. Hopefully, we'll get one made here.
Yeah, I think you can get them made here, but probably not this week, because this week is Sea Week in Horta. Lots of parties, and they started at 11:30 last night. Really, 11:30 till 3. So it's day and night action.
Yeah, I think Barry got away just in time. We managed to get him off the dock the day before this started. He's on his last leg now on the trip back. We're going to try and get some people together for him at Plymouth. I don't know how well his Starlink's going to work to be able to organise that. So we'll try and relay with him and do some things on our Facebook. And hopefully, if we can get a group together.
But 9 years, he spent 9 years circumnavigating, single-handed sailing. I mean, such an achievement. Good for him.
Yeah, incredible achievement. So yeah, all the best to Barry. Meanwhile, we're going to do some hiking around here because this place is stunning.
Yes,
isn't it?
it really is. I mean, the views are fantastic, and the walks are lovely, and it's so green, and the flowers and everything.
It's just that arrival,
Really.
you know, the green island as you came, and then, you know, being back in Europe, cheap wine. You can get good cheap wine, things like that here. It's it's nice. It's nice to be back in Europe, I think.
Yeah, so we want to explore. That's going to take another, well, we'll be here about 6 weeks, I think, before we end up going back to Lagos. So
Yeah, we'll
we're
make the
looking
most of
forward
it.
to, yeah, we will, we will, yeah. So thank you very much to our patrons. Thank you very much to our subscribers, and thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.